Space, the final frontier, the place where our dreams will either come true or be broken, depending on if there are giant alien women with big mommy milkers. The chance of that are quite slim, but I'm willing to take that chance and travel into the vast unknown, where I will either return with a wife or die in the dark, cold corners of the unknown universe. Starfield. Todd Howard's newest child has finally been released to the public, and the public reception is either liking it a bit or they're hating on it a lot, for valid reasons in some cases. In other cases, interesting reasons. As for me, though, I think the game is fun. I think the game was enjoyable. I think this game has a lot to offer, but it's not a perfect game. It's not a 10 out of 10. I think it's all right. Listen, I can fly around drinking my space skooma and robbing people. I think that's all a man could ever want. But I still got to talk about what I don't like. And to be honest, I really genuinely have two main problems with the game, and that's the planets
16 times the detail
and the performance. First things first, let's talk about the 1,000 planets proclaimed by Master God Howard himself. They exist. All right, you can go to the planet, you can land on it, you can build on it, you can walk around, you can shoot things, do what you can in a lot of other Bethesda games. But yeah, I couldn't really care about it. I could not care about it. I know that sounds kind of mean. I know that they put all the time and effort into making these worlds the way they are. But yeah, I don't care. I don't. That makes me sound like some sort of asshole. And you know what? You're not completely wrong. But I mean, there isn't enough intriguing content in the procedural generation of these worlds that want me to go out and explore. That doesn't mean there's not interesting content on the planets, because there is, except all of that is the handcrafted stuff. Everything besides the handcrafted stuff, I don't really care about.
Worthless.
When I'm playing this game, I find myself, focusing on the side quests, random missions, or the main quest. Like, one of my main problems that I had when I played No Man's Sky was when I got onto a world, the exploration felt so empty because there was just nothing on the planet that really made it feel interesting. And it is the exact same problem here. There are small dungeons you can go to, and there's animals that you can go out and find. But my problem is, why would I go to a dungeon to get items when I could go to a vendor to get the same items, or maybe even better items? Or I could just do a mission, like a side quest, and get some good stuff that way. Especially when a dungeon is like 1,000 meters away, and there's no way I'm walking my fat ass 1,000 meters, because that takes so fucking long, and it is tedious as hell.
I think I've pushed all I can.
Ain't no way in hell. Like, in my opinion, this really feels like a step down from the exploration that we got in previous titles like Fallout or The Elder Scrolls, where in those games, exploration did feel intriguing. You feel like you could just go out and you'd find a cave or a building, and you never knew what was going to be inside. There could be some really cool stuff, or it could just be like a ton of death claws that are going to actually just murder the hell out of you. Like, I still remember when I played Fallout 3 recently, and I walked into the Capitol building for the first time and found a super mutant behemoth. I was dumbfounded. I was frightened. I was pooping and pissing myself, because that thing's at least 6 foot tall, and I'm 4'9". Now let's talk about my other big problem that I have with this game, and it is the performance. This shit blows fatter cock than someone on the other side of a glory hole. I got some solid hardware in my computer. All right, not the best stuff in the world, not going to blow your mind, but it does me justice in any game I play. But I have never had a game in my entire life where it forces me to run the game on medium settings with a upscaler. My game mostly runs at a 50 to 60 range. Not the worst thing in the world, it's playable. I can play the game. But when all of my friends and pretty much everyone else is forced to use a upscaler to get a playable frame rate, there is a problem here. And when Todd's response to the situation is just get better hardware. You just get the game's optimized. You just gotta get better hardware. What kind of dumbass do you have to be when I can't just go out and buy top of the line specs, okay? That shouldn't be the fucking benchmark. That shouldn't just be the standard to just have top of the line shit. In terms of crashing and bugs, though, good news. I have had no crashes, and I've seen minor bugs, and I've seen very few major bugs. In my entire time playing, I've only seen 3 really big ones. Now, I actually get to talk about the things I like. And I'm going to be honest with you, if you like Bethesda games, you like Elder Scrolls, you like Fallout, you're going to like this game. It's just a good, simple Bethesda RPG. I put a majority of my time, just playing the side quests, and I think they did a pretty good job with the side quests. The Crimson Fleet quest line, I think, was done really good. It's pretty much, the One Piece, but in space. And instead of it being never-ending, you actually do find the One Piece. And all the other side quests that I have done, I think, are pretty good. The main quest, on the other hand, I couldn't tell you. I have literally done 1 mission for it. I have not touched it at all. The random encounters that you can find throughout the game, I think, have also been pretty funny. I've seen a couple funny ones. I had one encounter where I found like a 6th grade field trip, and they were asking for some ship parts, and I agreed. And before we do go any further, the thought of blowing up the ship did cross my mind. But while talking with the teacher, one of the kids freaked out thinking I was a pirate. And as a pirate, I told them, yes, I am a pirate. And they all freaked the fuck out and just left. Combat compared to Fallout 4 feels a lot better. Like, it actually feels like the guns have impact compared to Fallout 4, where it felt like I was shooting a BB gun. And space combat has been a kind of a flip of the coin, where it's either pretty fun, like it's actually engaging, you're having a good space brawl, and then on the other hand, it can just decide to be hell on earth. It's really just a fucking toss-up, and I have no idea why the fuck it's like that. Character creation and the skill system, I think, are pretty great compared to previous Bethesda titles. Like, that they feel a lot more in-depth, with the addition of the character backgrounds and the trait systems. Like, the skills now feel like a hybrid between what Fallout 4 had and Skyrim. So, in this game, once you level up, you get a skill point, and then you can put that skill point into whatever kind of skill you want. But once you acquire that skill and you want to get its next level, you have to do a challenge associated with it. And they're pretty simple challenges. There's nothing like get fucking 40 bajillion long shots with a mounted Chungus weapon. It's pretty simple, You just put a point in ballistic weapons. All you need to do is just get ballistic weapon skills. It's pretty simple, and I like that. Ship customization is hands down probably the biggest highlight in this entire game. It is probably one of, if not the coolest thing I have actually seen in a game. The amount of stuff that you can do with this is really amazing. It is impressive what Bethesda has done with this alone. I have seen people make ships ranging from stuff from Star Wars to Star Trek to fucking Cowboy Bebop. Shit just goes crazy with the shipbuilder. The environments as well, the actual aesthetics and the look of everything, it looks amazing. They have done a great job with how everything looks. Cities like Neon or New Atlantis are absolutely incredible, and they all look fantastic. And you could just genuinely get lost for hours getting quests or just looking around these cities because they are so well done. Overall, I think what Bethesda has done with this game is really, really good. It's just one of those games that you could genuinely get lost for hours just, being a space pirate or a bounty hunter, role-playing the space fantasies that we have all imagined. Yeah, it's got its problems, but no game is perfect. And I think as long as I am able to buy the game and actually put it on and play it and it be fun and it works, I think that is a win in my book. I know I didn't go much into the good about this game compared to the bad, but if you have played a Bethesda game, you know how good some of their storytelling and worlds can be. Fallout 3 and Skyrim were my first games I've ever played from Bethesda, and they are still to this day probably some of the most memorable games I have played, flaws and all. And I personally think Starfield can be put up there with those games. That's all I gotta say. Got more videos to come, so stay tuned, like, sub, and bye. Hey, what's up, my folks, my peoples, my champs? I just kind of wanted to come and say I'm sorry for like no upload for uh 3 months, maybe even more, depending on when I actually get this video out. I have no idea when it's gonna be, but I've just had to do a lot of stuff in real life, and that's just kind of thrown me off like a lot from video making, and then I kind of during that process kind of hit a burnout where I just didn't know what I even wanted to do. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get back in a rhythm, in a move, in a groove, possibly. See what happens. I'm actually gonna generally try. I have a video that is recorded, or most of it is recorded. I just need to write stuff and edit after that. I don't know how long that's gonna take because I have a ton of recording of it because it's pretty much a whole ass RPG. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, yeah, bye.